Hello and welcome back to No Bullshit. Today we return to talking about one of our least favorite YouTubers, Lilly Singh, aka Superwoman. She recently put her foot in her mouth again on Twitter in a very embarrassing way. Lilly was complaining about money, saying women should be paid more on YouTube because they didn't have enough spots on the top earners list that recently was put out by Forbes magazine. So, needless to say, people were a little confused by this, and some were even tipped off. Lilly Singh is worth over $16 million after all. She makes multiple millions a year here on YouTube, and I guess for some people, especially radical feminist SJWs, it's really never enough. Lilly has since deleted her tweet in shame, but fortunately, I grabbed a screenshot before it was gone for safekeeping. At first, I wasn't sure if this would warrant a whole video either, but after looking into things further, there is a bit more going on to this story. I was aware Lilly was taking a break from YouTube prior to this complaint, and upon doing some further research, it looks like her break, this Forbes list, and her complaint about money, they're all related. It seems pretty clear Lilly has become dissatisfied with her career here on YouTube in a lot of ways, which is pretty surprising since she's getting super rich making videos, acting, and selling her personally designed merch. Sounds like an ideal situation for someone who only just turned 30 about a month ago, but we all know Lilly isn't the best kind of person deep down inside. After covering her videos here time and time again over the years, it's no surprise Lilly isn't happy. She's a greedy, jealous, never satisfied progressive who will always find a way to complain and bitch about things, regardless of things being in her favor greatly already. Lilly is a YouTube darling who's promoted and pushed everywhere by this website. Her videos get 100 times the exposure and promotion of everyone else here, but as I said over and over about her, it's really never enough. She loves to complain, and that can be fine sometimes. I do my own fair share of complaining here on my show, but you'll never hear me complain about money. No siree. Not because I'm as rich as Lilly or anything, but I'm certainly not broke or barely getting by either, and I also have some class. Another big part of Lilly taking umbrage with this new list of top earning YouTubers from Forbes is this. She thinks it's sexist because there's more men. Doesn't matter if they earned it or, on the flip side, women didn't earn it. Oh no, Lilly wants an arbitrary amount of women forced into everything. Otherwise, we're all sexist bigots, according to her. But you know what's really funny? Lilly is the actual bigot here. She will always bash men and take the sides of women, no matter what, in every situation possible. I did a whole video about how Lilly bashes men a few months ago, along with other videos where she bashes Christians and even defends Muslims, the religion of peace. I've got a whole playlist going about Lilly if you want to catch up, link below. But for now, let's get back to Lilly Singh complaining about money. Here's the screenshot I saved from her deleted tweet about the Forbes list. It says, 2 years ago it was almost even between male and female. Last year it was just me, and this year there are no females at all. Something I predicted in my Instagram caption last year. I'm concerned the digital space is going to repeat the mistakes of ancient industries. Hope I'm wrong, whatever that means. And well, first of all, sounds to me like Lilly is just butthurt that she's not on the list herself. Then she spun this into some kind of bullshit claim that this is all happening because of sexism against women. But the thing is, women not being on this list of top earners for YouTube, this could be happening for a variety of reasons, none of which is because people hate women. For example, just off the top of my head, the first idea that comes to mind is men are perhaps working harder and making more videos. I mean, Lilly is just coming off of a 3-week break herself, and yet she still expects to be a top earner? Not with that kind of work ethic. Sure, everyone deserves a break once in a while, but you're not going to find many millionaires out there who take off a whole month of the year and not see at least some kind of decline in earnings. So it's fine to take breaks, sure, just don't complain about earning less afterwards. Or you can, pre-plan some videos for while you're gone. The next reason men's YouTube channels could be earning more is the kinds of content they make and more people watching it. Apparently, the men who made the top earners list make videos that appeal to more people. Most of the top earners are gaming related channels in some way, which everyone likes, and then there's the Jake and Logan Paul channels who just do dumb vlogs, mostly for comedy, I guess. Regardless, women's channels seem to focus on different, more niche stuff when you think about it. Makeup, storytime videos, divorces, family stuff, babies, and even SJW bullshit. That's the topics girls usually make videos about, Lilly included. And apparently they haven't heard. That shit doesn't sell too well. At least not as well as some of this other stuff we're talking about, like video games. So with all that said, regardless of what the exact and actual reason for all men being on this top earners list, I can certainly tell tell you what it is not. This is not happening because of sexism. YouTube and audiences still love women. We like and share and promote women all the time. If anything, this is the women's own fault, really. Lilly should be turning to her own kind and pointing the finger at them, not us. Women aren't children with no agency. If you're a woman and you want more money, go out and work and earn it. No handouts on my watch, and no sympathy from me either, even though that's what Lilly implies she wants here. Next, I want to read a second follow-up tweet Lilly sent out before we move on to the rest of today's story. A few days after this initial tweet, which Lilly felt ashamed enough to delete, well, shortly after, she promptly posted this masterpiece. I tweeted about seeing no women on the YouTuber's Forbes list, and as a result, I received some angry tweets from men. Dun dun dun. Remind me why you are mad again? I'm not playing a gender card. I'm literally stating facts about results in an article. Let's do better. I'm not your enemy. Well, you sound very argumentative, and we all know you've bashed men time and time again in the past. This Twitter rant is just another example of that, in my opinion, and it shows that Lilly is a greedy, ungrateful B-word, brat. How can someone with over $16 million complain about money? Jesus. Or, as Lilly would put it, Allah. And I don't get how Lilly wants us to do better. What does that even mean? If anyone needs to do better, it's the women. They need to make more, better videos to get on this list, if that's what they really want. And it sounds like that's what Lilly wants. But no, she doesn't want to put the time or effort or work into this. She's in the middle of a month-long vacation after all, and at the end of it, she's asking for handouts from the viewers in YouTube. Well, here's a reality check for you, Lilly. No one is going to just watch you because you're a woman. Sure, you're good looking and plenty of your fans stick around because you're eye candy, but unless you start making decent videos to back that up, your charm is going to wear off soon, as it already has. And now that you're over 30, your looks will start to fade soon too. So I would save all that money while you can, honey, because the wall is going to hit you real soon. And that brings us to one of the real issues that's at play here. Lilly is slowly noticing her own decline, and she's having a real problem dealing with it. Lilly's always been on top. She's been this big up-and-coming YouTube darling for ages, so seeing any decline at all seems to really shake her up. Perhaps she thought she would keep rising up higher and higher, into movie stardom or something like that, but I hate to break it to you, Lil, but that's not in the cards for you. You're not funny, nor are you a good actor. You're cringy and over the top. As I said before, most people watch Lilly Singh because she's a hot minority who gets promoted to death on YouTube. Over time, though, the cracks in her armor appear. People are starting to realize she's not so talented, and she's also a closeted leftist and man-hating SJW, too. This brings us back to this big, long 3-week break Lilly recently took from YouTube. A break which she not only took off without any pre-recorded videos prepared ahead of time to post while she's gone, but also, Lilly felt the need to announce her break with a big, long, sappy video, complaining about her mental health. That's right, I guess Lilly heard about other YouTubers complain about this, like H3H3 Productions, Chris Reagan, Elvis the Alien, Boogie2988, DeFranco, and others. Everyone on YouTube is complaining about their mental health online recently, and I guess Lilly decided to get in on it. Sounded cool to her, I guess. And taking a break from work is one thing, but announcing it with this big dramatic goodbye video is obviously milking it for views. Lilly clickbaited her going away video hardcore, and this is where she started receiving criticism recently, even before those tweets we went over earlier. For example, the most subscribed YouTuber, Pewdiepie himself, even called Lilly out for this. An article from Metro has more details. It's called "Pewdiepie Stands by Criticism of Lilly Singh as he defends comments on her mental health break." Check this out for a minute. Pewdiepie has defended his thoughts on Lilly Singh's YouTube break as she stepped back from the platform in order to focus on her mental health. A wise and admirable decision if she is feeling overloaded. However, Pewdiepie, the most subscribed channel on the platform, was called out after he questioned her move. Lilly said she was taking time away from the platform because she was mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually exhausted. Pewdiepie, real name Felix Kjellberg, then called her out for announcing she was taking a break from YouTube, which he's now defended in his latest video. He'd previously said on his channel, "If you need a break, just take a break." Well put, Felix. And you can tell Pewdiepie has the self-awareness and YouTube knowledge to really know what's going on here. And he's in a particularly good position to get a read on Lilly since he's a big YouTuber too. As he said, if you need a break, just take it. Announcing it and making a big deal about leaving is obviously attention seeking. If you post a video that you're taking a break, that if you make this big thing about it, it's not solving the big problem you have. YouTubers thrive on these things. She knows how it works. She knows if she makes a video saying she's going to take a break, it would lead to more attention. That's the reason she wanted to take a break to begin with. Probably her channel isn't doing as well, and probably she's not happy with what she's making. So what's the best way to get attention? A big announcement of something. I see where you're going with this. Perhaps she's just doing this whole break thing to garner attention in the first place. She could not even need the break. And I'm sure her mental health excuse is just baloney as well. She's trying to get sympathy. And I also like PewDiePie's insight about Lilly's channel not doing as well as she would like. For normal normal people and an average YouTuber like me, it's hard to notice this since Lilly is still getting over 20 million views a month, but she has been losing subscribers on many days. And her gaining only 4,000 subs in a month isn't too promising either. You also gotta consider the fact that Lilly is an entitled, social justice warrior, millennial woman who can never be pleased. Combine all that together and the fact that she's Canadian, and now we're really getting a better picture of what's going on with Lilly and her YouTube empire. This finally brings us almost up to the present. Lilly Singh took her break after her dramatic announcement, only to come back complaining about money, calling everyone sexist and bigoted, essentially. And I believe Lilly's current direction on her channel supports a lot of this, and her findings. I mean, according to TubeFilter.com, Lilly is mounting a comeback with an ambitious Christmas collab series. And the first video is already out, and Lilly has already stylized her channel with a Christmas 12 Days of Collab theme. And I have to say, this seems really cheap and desperate to me. Collabs are the easy way out of this. The easy way out of her slump, clearly. Instead of working hard and coming up with great interesting content of her own, Lilly is using the fame of other big YouTubers to get herself more attention. Like, does this chick even really need more subscribers? 14 million seems like enough to me. I think I would stop begging and forcing collabs after like 1 million personally, but we all know Lilly can never get enough. 12 collabs for Christmas also makes it seem like Lilly is relying too much on her fame and connections to get attention here, as opposed to making videos on her own and relying on her own skills and content making abilities. And this is not even mentioning the first video specifically, which turns out to just be a cover of a famous Lil Dicky song called Freaky Friday with Chris Brown. The original video was hilarious too, but Lilly's remake of it just seems cheap, easy, and hardly even different from the original. The song's really the same, and the video too. They just changed the words and characters and put Lilly and her collab partner in there instead. James Charles is the guest here, and I'll get to him in a minute. But first, let's talk about this parody video a bit. Well, to me, it's not really a parody at all. More of a cover version of Freaky Friday with different lyrics and visuals. You can't really do a parody version of a song that's already a parody. Freaky Friday in its original video is a big joke already, so trying to make your own joke version of it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't work. Really, Lilly Singh's video just seems like something a high schooler would make for their TV production class. This is certainly not what I would expect to come from one of the biggest YouTubers ever. Not at all. And I'm also not a big fan of her choice of guests so far either. James Charles is some kind of gay, troon, trans makeup artist from what I can gather, and it just goes to show Lilly is trying to virtue signal with this whole comeback as well. I predict many other SJWs and leftists and guys wearing makeup will be on this collab list soon. What do you guys think? Should Lilly Singh be complaining about money? Why do you think the top earners on YouTube are all men? Is it because everyone's sexist? And what do you think about Lilly complaining about her mental health right before her break? Was she clickbaiting? And then she comes back making these cheap and lazy collabs? What a mess. Comment your thoughts on everything below, and thanks for watching No Bullshit. We'll see y'all next time.